Awesome. Thank you for being on camera, Brenda and Elias. And for anyone that's here, if you would like to go on camera, only the teachers can see you. So awesome. Thank you. And good afternoon to the students that are just coming in. We'll be getting started in a bit. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Rosalba. All right. Thank you for being on camera. Okay. All right. So this is going to be our last week of school. Can you believe it? We've been together for almost 18 weeks. So it's also going to be my final week at Savannah as a student teacher, just to let everybody know. With that being said, yeah, it's going to be my last week this Wednesday. So this is going to be the last time I'll be seeing you. Hopefully I get a job as a substitute for Anaheim School District. Yeah, but with that being said, yeah, my student teaching is coming to an end. So I'll really miss this class. Let's get rolling for right now. All right, just to do a brief overview of what we worked on last week, we were looking at the head, the heart, and the feet. You know, we were creating these instant speeches based on topics like hot chips, friends, video games, even sports team. So remember that the head represents what do people want to. What the head is, what do people need to know about your issue? The heart represents how do people how do you want people to feel about your issue? And the feet is what do you want people to do about your issue? Now for today, we're going to continue preparing the class for the in-class final that we're going to have on Wednesday, which will be your soapbox speech. I know that each one of my students here is passionate about different subjects and different issues. So as you're finalizing your topic, you will be working on taking up type of position. And we'll be doing this by doing a quick warm-up activity on Padlet. So I'm going to go ahead and share the link to Padlet right now. Okay, so the link should be available right now. Okay, so once you open Padlet, can you please set your status to a thumbs up just to let me know? All right. Thank you, Maxine. Thank you, Rosalba. Thank you, Abraham. Thank you, Daphne. All right, all right. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. All right. So remember that we are working on our speeches and we will have our final this Wednesday. So you're going to go ahead and answer these two following warm-up questions. The first one is, what topic did you choose for your speech and why is it important to you? The second question will be, what catches your attention at the beginning of a speech? Go ahead and write 1 to 2 sentences per each question. We'll be doing this for the next 5 minutes of class. And if you don't remember the topic you ended up choosing last week on the Pear Deck, please feel free to send a private message to Mr. Solorzano because he'll be able to help you. Okay, good. I'm seeing some answers so far. All right. So go ahead and answer these first 2 questions because it's going to be our warm-up for today. Also, thank you, Michelle, for letting me know that that's your post. Awesome. If you could also write your name just so I could know whose responses is who, I would gladly appreciate that as well. All right, thank you, Mariana. Thank you, Michelle. Okay. To the other one. Cool, I'm seeing a lot of interesting topics so far being written on Padlet. Awesome. Let's give it a few more minutes before we move on to our next topic for today. So if you haven't answered the questions, go ahead and answer these questions on Padlet, please. One more minute so you go wrap up your final thoughts. Just one more minute. Okay, as some students are typing up their final responses, I need 2 volunteers for this next part. Would you like to share what you wrote to either question? Oh, maybe let me word it correctly. Okay, I need 1 volunteer to share their response for the very first question. What topic did you choose for your speech and why is it important to you? And I need another volunteer for the second question, which will be what catches your attention at the beginning of a speech. Do I have any volunteers who would like to share their responses to either one of the questions?
Can I do the first one?
Oh, go for it, Mariah. Thank you.
So the topic that I chose was celebrities, and I said it's important because people treat celebrities like they aren't human.
Awesome, awesome. I can't wait to hear that speech. It's very interesting. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Cool. Would anyone like to share their response for question number 2?
Can I go?
Oh, yes, please go for it.
I put in a bold statement or statistics.
Yes, true. Awesome. We'll be learning more about it. Thank you for sharing. All right. Okay. So let me get my assignment loaded up. Hold up. Okay. All right. So we should be opening up assignment 18.1. It's already going to be available in the chat box. So go ahead and set your status to an applause to let me know once you open assignment 18.1. Okay, just go ahead and open assignment 18.1 before we get started on our main lesson for today. Okay, thank you, Maxine. Thank you, Rosalba. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Jeremy. All right, so let me stop sharing this one and let me go to the main activity. All right. Oh, wrong one. Okay, hold up. Let me get it up. Okay, so attention grabbers. We're going to focus on attention grabbers for right now. What an attention grabber is, a good speech grabs the audience attention right away at the very beginning. There are a number of ways that you can do that. So according to our list, you can use a quote to start your speech, like Abraham Lincoln famously said, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." You can make a strong statement. You know, our schools are failing young people. You can go ahead and use a statistic and you could cite the source. You could tell a story to start off with your speech. You could ask a rhetorical question. You could even use spoken word poetry. Remember the video we watched last week? The girl ended up using, I forgot what her name was, so my bad, but I believe she was using a lot of spoken word poetry. And we will focus more on attention grabbers as we move on with the class. So, oh, did it stop sharing? Okay, oh, my bad. Oh, what ended up happening?
You are now unmuted.
Oh, okay.
You are
I
now
thought I was
muted.
sharing, my bad. Wait, you said you were gonna do it, right?
You are now
Sure.
unmuted.
Okay.
You are now muted.
All right, so my bad. So like I said, attention grabbers is a speech that grabs your audience attention right at the very beginning. You could use this type of strategy to help you develop your speech. And this list provides a lot of good strategies for you to incorporate as we move on to your final. From this list, you know, there are a bunch, like using a quote, making a strong statement, and telling a story, which really stand out for me. Just keep in mind what type of attention grabber you would like to use for your final, but we'll learn more about this as we move on. So let's move on to rhetorical devices. Okay, rhetorical devices. So now a rhetoric device is a strategy that a speaker uses either to persuade an audience or evoke a type of emotion. These strategies will really help you develop your speech for your final. So I will be reading the very first one, which is metaphor or simile. The definition is comparison of two unlike things. The example provided in the list is freedom is like a beautiful kite that can go higher and higher without the, higher and higher with the breeze. All right. So for the very next one on imagery, I'm going to just randomly select students to go ahead and read out loud. So, oh, okay. So Michelle, you will be reading all about imagery, okay?
definition and an example? Imagery. Sensory details that paint a vivid picture in the audience's mind. Example, it is cold and we have no blankets. The little children are freezing to death. My people, some of them, have run away to hills and have no blankets, no food. No one knows where they are, perhaps freezing to death. I want to have time to look for my children and see how many of them I can find. Maybe I shall find them among the dead.
Thank you for reading, Michelle. All right, so the next student that will be reading humor will be Raisin. Can you go ahead and read all about humor, please?
Using a joke to connect to your audience. I have left orders to be awakened at any time in case of national emergency, even if I'm in a cabinet meeting. Ronald Reagan.
Awesome, thank you for reading. Okay, so the next student will be reading all about alliteration. Abraham, can you go ahead and read about alliteration, please? And if you don't have a working mic, please let us know. If Abraham can't read it, Caesar, can you go ahead and read all about alliteration, please?
Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
All right. And which one was it again?
Alliteration?
Oh, okay, thank you. Repetition of the beginning consonant sounds of the series of words. For example, we can never be satisfied as long as our children are stripped of their selfhood and robbed of their dignity by signs stating "for only whites." Martin Luther King.
Okay, thank you for reading, Abraham. Caesar, can you hear us? Can you go ahead and read repetition if you can?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Consuming is a certain word comprises. We are people in one die about the present. We are people in search of our future. We are people in search of a national community. We are people trying not only to solve the problems of the present, unemployment inflation, but we are thinking on a larger scale to fulfill the promise of America.
Thank you for reading, Caesar. All right, so our last reader will be on our last reader will be reading hyperbole. Where's the Okay, I'll just call it hyperbole. All right, Daphne, can you go ahead and read for us? Hyperbole? Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you, Mariah. Awesome.
All right. Hyperbole, deliberate exaggeration or overstatement. If the first woman God ever made was strong enough to turn the world upside down all alone, these women together ought to be able to turn it back and right side up again. Sojourner Truth.
Thank you for reading, Daphne. All right, Mr. Solorzano, can you go scroll down, please, to the assignment for today? Okay, so we have a table chart which is on great speeches, rhetorical devices, and appeal. This should be on page 3 of the assignment. So I will be providing three different links to 3 different speeches. Your task for right now is to pick one speech from the list provided. It's already provided in the chat box. you're only going to listen to the first 3 minutes of the speech. All right, so for right now, we're only going to listen to the first 3 minutes of the speech. Just pick any of the speeches that you see here in the chat box. Other than that, let me do a quick poll. All right, do you understand what we're about to do right now? Yes or no? And if you have no idea what we're going to do right now, please feel free to send me a private message or Mr. Solorzano a private message or Ms. Vergoza a private message so we could further help you. All right, so let's take 3 minutes to listen to the speech, and you're going to be doing this on your own. We're going to come back, and then we're going to work on filling out the table, okay? So I'm going to set a timer right now for 3 minutes, and we'll be back around 1:18. Okay, that was a little louder than anticipated. All right. Okay, so let me do a poll. True or false, were you able to watch 3 minutes of your video? Okay, so, all right. So it seems like almost all the class was able to watch the first 3 minutes. Hopefully I'm able to do my screen share this time around. All right, so that's the older one. All right. Are you able to see my screen? Please let me know in the chat box, please. Are you able to see my screen this time around? Yes? Okay. Okay, awesome. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so the second part of the activity for today will be just filling out this table. Based on the video you watch, you're going to be writing the speaker's name, the speech topic, and then you're going to be answering the 3 following statements. So we're going to give examples, if any, of how the speech appeals to the audience intellect / logical appeals. You're going to be giving examples of how the speech appeals to the audience emotion. And then based on the video you watch, you're going to try to give an example of any of the following rhetorical devices that were used in the speech. We're going to be working on this for the next 6 minutes of class. And we're going to try to complete this. We're going to try to complete this by 1:26, okay? So do you understand what we're about to do right now? Let me know, true or false. Oh, thank you for asking, Michelle. Michelle asked, do we leave it blank if it doesn't apply? Yes, go ahead and leave it blank. You're just going to make your best educated guess for this. But other than that, we'll see everybody back at 1:26. I'll be playing holiday music in the background, and then set your status to a thumbs up once you're done with these 3 statements, okay? All right, so I'm gonna do another poll. Were you able to complete most of this chart? Yes or no? Were you able to complete most of this chart? All right. We'll have more practice on rhetorical devices, but we are going to move on to the final part of our activity for today. And this one will be a fun one. All right. I know that we've been talking all about the final speech. It's happening on Wednesday. We know that, right? So we're going to work today on the first 10 seconds. So the directions are as followed. You'll be writing the first 10 seconds of your speech. You're going to take time to think of what type of speech you want to create. Remember that you can use the head, the heart, and the feet to help guide in your writing. And you could also use rhetorical devices as well. I should have mentioned you could also use what was it called? Attention grabbers. Yes, attention grabbers as well. We're gonna take the next 3 minutes to write a rough draft of the first 10 seconds of your speech. Just try to write to the best of your ability on how you would like to start your speech. We're gonna take just 3 minutes on this, and we'll be back at 1:31. And this first 10 seconds does not have to be perfect, as we're going to continue practicing for our final this Wednesday, okay? Do I have any questions? Do I have any questions on what we're going to do right now? And if you have any questions, please feel free to send me a private message so I could help you. Okay, so this activity is to help you start thinking about what you want to say. And I know that the first 10 seconds can be really hard, but we're going to continue practicing on it. And to do so, we're going to have breakout room activity. So after you've written the first 10 seconds of your speech, you will share your speech to your classmates in different breakout rooms. So this activity will go a lot faster if you use your microphones to share with one another. Once everyone has shared in your group will decide on one person to share out their speech in the main room. So each group will be responsible to share. And once we return and hear every speech, we'll have an in-class voting on the very best speech. Okay, with that being said, get your speeches ready because everybody will be randomly placed in different breakout rooms, okay? Elias, did you get an invitation for a breakout room? Yeah? Okay. Can you go to your breakout room, please? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Jeanette, okay, Jeanette also. Victor, were you able to get into a breakout room? All right, let's go into the breakout rooms to see what the students are saying. And let me send invitations again before I go. All right, let's start heading to breakout rooms. Let's go to number 1 since there's 2 people. Number 8? Okay.
I know, they left me.
They left you?
Yeah, there was only one other person in here.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. I will see who hasn't gotten invited, but other than that, would you like to share your speech or what you wrote?
Yeah, it's only like 2 sentences.
It's okay. It's just a rough draft.
Okay. In Bad Bunny's music video of his song Yo Perro Sola, he is dressed as a woman. Many people were shocked to see this because it isn't something we really see in the Latinx community.
Awesome. I like it. I like it. I would have never known I would have never known. Okay, I'm acting surprised, but still, I think that you did a really good job. Okay. All right. So we'll be checking on other groups. Thank you for sharing, Rosalba.
You're welcome.
You are now muted.
All right, room number 4. Were you able to share out your speeches on what you wrote?
Yeah.
Did everybody go ahead and choose who their representative will be to say the speech? To say their speech once we get back to the main classroom.
I can read it.
You'll be reading it? Okay. Thank you for letting me know, Mariah. All right. See you soon. Thank you. Okay, group number 5. Were you
now
able to
muted.
share your 10-second speech? Were
I
you,
was still writing.
you're still writing? Okay. Is anyone else on this group, in this group, still writing? There's 10-second speech?
I'm still writing mine as well.
Okay. Okay.
I'm writing mine too.
You're writing? Okay. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Try to get these first 10 seconds done before the end of this breakout room, and try to listen to each other as well to the best of your ability. Remember, you're going to be choosing only one person to share out to represent you in the main classroom, like when we go back to the main class. With that being said, good luck, and I'll check back in this group in a bit. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I thought we had more time. My bad. Okay. 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 All right. So, okay. All right. Now that everybody's back, if you need a oh, wait, now that everybody's back, sorry about that. I thought we had more time. So, okay. Now that everybody's back, we are going to have our asynchronous activity. You're going to finish up the first 10 seconds. You're going to finish up the first 10 seconds. So you're going to continue working on assignment 18.1. That will be your asynchronous assignment. Try to remember what you wrote for the first 10 seconds. We're going to continue working together as a class on our final for this Wednesday. With that being said, I'll see everybody back on Wednesday. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good one. Bye.
Mr. Soritano, may I say something to my students, please? Okay,